So I'm not going to bug this lady when we get to the top of the hill, but I did want to point out this is a very cool trail. And along the lines of nothing's really changed, this trail has been here and it's been looking like this for at least the last 30 years. Like, everything just still grows. There's no, there's no sort of update. And it's actually kind of nice. So I won't bother her with me talking, but I'll show you what happens when we get to the top of this hill. So I'm at the top of that hill, and as you can see, absolutely no people. Very quiet. Arguably, I'm the only one making noise. So we're going to go up to the middle of World's End, and as you can see, that path would take us all the way around, and we've basically taken the first exit off the World's End Expressway. And I don't know how often they do this, but it's not very often. They will mow this. And I'm told, and I could Google this, and I may try and find an article and put a link below, but I'm told that the reason these paths are here is they were made years ago because some guy who owned all this land, or maybe the city did, I can't remember. I will find information on that, because my memory's pretty bad, but was going to make this into a whole bunch of houses. And so I'll go down through the center here, and then we'll get to the top, and I think from there, technically the top is right there, but I believe the better view is over there. You can see it through where we're at. We're going down a little bit of a slope now, but I believe once we get over there, as we look out over that, the wind turbine that is in Hull, and I think they have a second one too. I think that was the first one. And I'll also actually have to Google information about that and provide you with a link to it, because it's been around long enough such that I don't believe it actually generates a whole lot of power in comparison to like the new ones that are out there, if you will. Now, obviously, I could climb through this grass and go up there. The reason I'm not going to, even though I arguably am walking through grass here, I suppose, with bare feet. The reason I'm not going to go up through that long grass is because of data that I've received from people around deer ticks, I believe they're called. And they are from deer, and apparently they're in this grass or in some degree of woods / foliage. And if you get them, then you're in deep trouble. And so, where we are right now, is the top of World's End. Aloha. And so there is, I will show you, there's a huge open grassy area over there. And then there's just little things like this. And again, we could be here 25 years ago, and it would look pretty much the same as it does now. And then they'll come around and they'll make little seats like this for you, so you can sit down. I think the sun is behind me. I don't know how much of a good shot this is going to be, but I got to tell you, I think what I'm going to do is these are going to be the start of the videos on Live My Ass Off, and because it's a good sort of timeline, it's a good storyline, if you will, because it'll take me from Hingham, where I grew up, back out to San Diego, where I live now, where I moved when I was 20 years old, packed up the Volkswagen GTI, drove cross country, skied a bunch, and then ended up in San Diego, and have pretty much been there ever since. So it'll go from Hingham to San Diego, and then we'll go to places all over the world. And so Thailand and the Philippines are going to happen at the end of this year. Last year, and hopefully this year again, I'll get the opportunity to go to Barcelona for VMworld Europe. I will be at VMworld San Francisco. I don't know if I'll take this up to San Francisco. It might be a little difficult to do some video. You end up, like when you're doing at a working conference, you end up being pretty busy. And actually, I didn't bother breaking this out when I was at the conference in Atlanta. this past week and weekend due to the anonymity of others that I wanted to absolutely respect, because that's what makes that solution so effective, in my humble opinion. Not the least of which is being able to share with someone else that desires your same solution. And that's true for anything, right? So anyway, so this is the top of World's End. And I'm going to go over here and see what other sort of views I can get you. I have a feeling, now that I think back, I believe that the best views are on top of Planters Hill. Although I can tell you this view right here that I'm going to show you in a few seconds is definitely one of my favorite. I have two favorite views up here. One is of the two AM towers for WBZ, and the second one is this one, which is the view of the wind generator, because I mean, I think if you've ever been under one, you know that it's not silent. But at the end of the day, it's almost as silent as solar, and of course, solar only works for certain hours of the day, whereas wind can be 24/7. It's not always, and a lot of times I go by this thing and drive by it, and it's stopped. But anyway, so this is the top of World's End. More to come. What I'd like to actually encourage you to do, as I'm giving you this information, one of the greatest things about the internet is the data, the free availability of all data. So what I would encourage you to do is post some of your links to places that you like. And if you don't mind, we'll keep this sort of thread to those ones that are relative to, say, state parks. I don't know. Because then I'd want to have another one for beaches, and another one for mountains, maybe. Another one for cool motorbikes and cool restaurants, whatever. So, anyway, from the trustees of reservations in Hingham, Massachusetts at World's End, it's Mike signing off. Live the dream, because if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong.